The highlighting is where the light is hitting the part of the skin that is protruding slightly. So that's why it's the high, upper, top, high, highlight. The shadow goes underneath. Okay, so if you put your hand, you can see the underside's darker, the top's lighter. All right. So we're just going to do a real quick highlight. Some people do shadows first and come back with highlights. I like to do highlights first because it tends to, if you get your highlight brush into the dark, then your highlight brush starts getting brown on it. So I start with the highlights, but whatever works best for you, it doesn't matter. But highlights and then shadows. Okay.
I'm going to state something for the tape. She would already have her stage makeup, complete stage makeup on at this point, and we're going from there. Okay, go.
Okay. Also, you're going to want to get their hair pulled back off their face, all right, so you can do all of this. All right, I'm going to use these two brushes here. You can see they're pretty medium size brushes to do medium thick lines, all right? Some of you might know all this already, but we're going to go through it anyhow. All right, so looking at her face, we can already see that there's some shadow down in here, right? And you can see that there's some shadow here. Yes? And you can see that there's some shadow here. Okay? Those are the natural places that we're going to want to shadow and highlight. Okay? Because as we age, another horrible thing happens besides liver spots popping out. Our face tends to be pulled by gravity. So all those wonderful young, everything's up, starts to become droopy. All right? So let's go through this real quick and see what we can do for getting her lines done. Okay. So we'll start off by doing all of her lines on her face. Have her scrunch her forehead up. Nope. Up. Yeah. See it? It's real hard. With me, I can do this, and you can see those lines nice and clearly, right? With her, she's scrunching really hard for me right now, and I can hardly see them. So you just have to kind of like look where those might be, okay? Now scrunch your nose. Okay, now you see how we're just going to follow her natural facial lines, guys. All right, stop. Go. Stop. Go. Stop. Go. And I'm going to really age her up here. All right. All right. No. Okay, stop. Oops. So if you make a mistake, just rub it out, all right? Okay, stop.
That's what these erasers are for. These are great big erasers and blenders.
Yeah. Okay. Now squint your eyes like that. Okay. Now you're just going to want to put a couple crow's feet in here. Stop. All right. And then under here, this is, we're going to just follow the natural curve of her eye. All right. This is where the fatty tissues would be starting to get puffier. All right. As we age, our nose broadens, so I usually take a good stripe down the center. All right. Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
All right. And then, okay, right here, this is the most horrible thing. As I do make, when I was younger, I loved it. Now I'm like, yes. Okay, so this starts to drop down through here. So we get more jowly. All right. So right here, I just try to feel where the fatty part of the cheek is, and just kind of follow under that from the lip, and you can kind of see how it goes like that. And then right here as well, okay, we're going to want to do some highlight and shadow, so we'll just do a little bit there. And then, of course, you get your nasal labia right here, and of course those start getting heavier as the age just, okay, like this? Stop. Yeah, and if you're not sure, just have them, you know, make a face for you. Sorry. Okay. Oh. If you don't get it all the first time, don't worry about it, because you can come back, unless you're doing a 5-minute job. Come back and you can say, oh, I need to re-highlight that. Oh, that's too thick. I'm gonna redo that one there, so it's not quite so thick. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna come in with our shadows. We're gonna shadow everything up. Oh, I know where I forgot to highlight. Right here as well. This starts to, if you notice in really elderly people, they'll get like eyes that are kind of like this. And that's why when women get facelifts, they get this pulled back like this, and then they like waiting for it to kind of drop back to this.
Okay, enough.
Oops, I gotta highlight there.
Mm-hmm.
Now these here, you know what, I mean, because they're vertical, it's like which way is the light coming, just pick a side, put a shadow on it. Good tip? Okay, so you're thinking, how am I going to do these lines? Have any of you tried to do these lines and they're like, okay. So you want to do a quick stroke, just quick little strokes. Even if you're up here, try to do quick strokes. Use your pinky finger as a stabilizer, okay? So instead of trying to keep your hand out here, put your pinky finger on their face somewhere, you know, and then just, and it helps you just kind of stabilize your hand a little bit so you're not so jittery.
Spencer, basically you're going back over all your initial white kind of guides and going underneath those and creating a shadow.
Correct. I'm shadowing the sides of the nose as well. And if you got somebody who's a real character, if you shadow on the top and the bottom of the nose and then in the middle on the other side, you can take that curve and really bend their nose like it's been broken or something. So if you're just looking for a little more character in your person.
Let me just interject too. What we're going to be doing with a lot of these characters is we're going to be aging a little, and then a little more, and then a little more. So his 5-minute face can be broken up into forehead lines and crow's feet first, and then you can start adding more toward the end.
Absolutely. All right, look at me.
So we'll be building.
So every now and then you want to look at your person, make sure you're not getting crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to take, and if I've got the time, I'll try to blend these a little bit so it softens them out a little bit.
I've got a timeline. I'm going to go over this out with you. This was
And you'll know after that first, well, probably the second rehearsal. The first rehearsal you may not know. You'll be like, I'm trying to get done and it's taking so long. And
Now I'm going to post this video, and I would suggest that you guys practice the full effect. And then when he's finished, I'm going to take you over here to the timeline. I'm going to show you exactly how much time you have per character and how many times they have to change. So you'll know in your head. And then once we go through Tech Week, I'm going to have these up in the back. You'll see them. Once we go through Tech Week, you'll have a lot more feel for how quickly and how much time you've got. The first Jean Valjean change is 3 minutes. He's got to change clothes. He's got to take off the beard wherever I had that, complete beard, wig, redo hair. Oh, yeah.
okay.
So here's his face. He's got a lot changing, so you probably won't be able to do much except for help him pull off the hair, pull off the wig, straighten his hair, because he's appearing as Mayor